It is July 24th, 2024. We're here on the rooftop of the property located at 636 Herbert Street in San Diego, California, 92103. We'll inspect the main sewer line from the roof vents here that lead directly into the beginning of the sewer system. So we're here at the front of the house on the rooftop, and there's the hall bathroom, and going down the vertical pipe will lead directly to the beginning of the toilet, and therefore the beginning of the sewer bathroom. Now, the master bathroom would be a small through that, and we'll show that one. But here you can see in the crawl space of the house where this pipe is accessible, you can see this has been changed out with some 4-inch ADS plastic pipe. And then this is going to run across a few feet here. And here's a T-junction. This is our other camera. Again, we put another camera in just to get an idea of the T-junction, where we would locate. So this other camera is just sitting in the pipe to get a frame of reference of how fast they intersect with each other. When we're done with this inspection from this camera, we'll move over and show this other camera the path of that pipe, which again is the master bathroom. So here's where the hall bath meets the master bathroom, and together is one pipe. And right here they're transitioning to cast iron. So we have some original cast iron right here in the crawl space. So this is the neighbor's house right now. So if you're standing in front of this house, it's headed to the left side, the driveway of this property essentially to start. So it's 4-inch. It's nice and round. We don't need too many build up in it after the age of the home. Overall, we're basically looking for root intrusion, for heavy scale or heavy buildup of deposits that would be holding feces and toilet paper in the system. So you'd see a bunch of that snag all over the pipe. It's really heavy, and had a bunch of regulations built up, which are also sometimes water. We don't have that yet. Headed down this line. Cast iron still looks good condition. Okay, we've got something on the top of the pipe right there. I'm not sure what that really is. It almost looks like a little chunk of the piece of the pipe is out there. You can see from the distance counter on the bottom left, we're just a little past 53 feet out. We have a special pan and tilt camera we may have to put in the line. Sometimes that's just discoloration in the line. Sometimes it's some flaking of the walls of the pipe. It's hard to say. It does not look like obviously a T-junction. It's picking up some other fixture. So we'll have to come back and check that with another camera, because on our screen right here on the rooftop in daylight, it looks like there's a little piece that may be kind of off on the line, or it's just regular black discoloration from some debris, but we'll check that. So we'll come back with another camera and check that. Keep going down this cast iron pipe here. Tiny amount of standing water right here. Sometimes this is due to the levelness of the pipe, or sometimes because there's some debris in the system holding it, acting like a little dam. And we can see as we go forward here, we're going to back up a little bit, see what we come up to here. Push our camera through this. Yeah, there's a little bit of debris. There's some toilet paper and debris. There we go. In fact, that may not be toilet paper. That could be possibly more of a heavy towelette or some type of debris. We'll run some water through the system to try to flush that out. In fact, we'll go ahead and pause the video for a second and run some water through the system, see if that kind of clears out of the pipe. Turn on a couple faucets and flush the toilet about 3 times. You can see there's all the water moving through the system, and looks like that paper debris, whether it was toilet paper or not, looks like it's already moving down and out of the system here. So let me back up just a little bit on the pipe here. see that's all draining out nice and clean. So definitely looks like some of that little bit of debris that was in the system was just kind of holding up some of that little bit of water right there. It did not look like toilet paper to me. It looked like a so it's possible to flush something down other than toilet paper. And as a reminder, flushable wipes are never recommended. They're got the term flushable coin just because the material they're made out of, these sewer treatment plants that they accept, they will clog up your toilet and your sewer line consistently. They're very heavy, thick, and they don't dissolve or break apart. So you do not want to use any type of flushable wipe. So there's some of that little debris. The water's still just trickling out a little bit. Again, this is all, it's the original cast. Now you can see in the upper right there, you can see a little bit of flaking of the wall of the pipe. So obviously super old cast iron will eventually rust, and sometimes you get a little bit of flaking of the wall of the pipe right there. So we've got a miniature amount of that going as we back up. You can see in relation to the 4-inch pipe, it's just that one little spot right there. So we're almost about 74 feet away approximately. So a minuscule amount on the upper side wall, not going to cause any clogs or anything, just due to the sheer age of the pipe. The cast iron will have occasion. Sometimes you'll get heavy scale and build up. Sometimes you'll get channeling, which is built up on the sides really heavy. Or sometimes you'll just get some small peeling and flaking, some very thin partitions of the wall that are essentially steel pipe just starting to come undone with age. A little bit of mounding on the bottom. You can see right here some buildup and debris. Nothing heavy. We're running at a pretty good angle without any turns, so we're definitely headed towards the neighbor's property. It looks like towards the side, and then eventually maybe backyard. So it does not look like it drains towards Herbert Street, and we've not come across any cleanouts yet. We'll see how much further we have to go before it might catch the lateral from the city where this one will end. Look at it, we're moving out of the way, some grease paper build up. A little bit of water in the pipe there. Still no root intrusions. Pipe is still fully intact. Those couple little pieces at around 73 feet, that a little bit of flaking, but again, nothing severe, nothing to be worried about at this point. But it is all the original cast iron, so a little bit of debris right there. That looks like that could be some roots intruding in the line right there. Yeah, it looks like on the upper right there, we've got some roots intruding, so a little bit right there. That could be a hub where two pieces of pipe are coming together. So the old leaded hub is, or it's just simply that due to the sheer age of the cast iron, it is slightly cracked and broken, and it's letting a little bit of tiny roots in the system. So it does look like those are roots growing in. So we're right at about 92 feet. We'll go ahead and locate that. We're going to push forward first to see how much further the line goes. We're getting close to 100 feet already. We're going to have water to get out this longer distance if we need. We'll see how much further this keeps going. Looks like we've got a possible turn on the line right here. Yeah, this is a turn on the system. It's a T-junction. So it looks like we made a slight left turn there. Still running out quite a ways here. We're past 100 feet right now. So for traditional snake, this would be as far as you would go with a regular cable system. You'd have to use a sectional cable machine, a double drum, which most plumbers won't bring on a rooftop. So either a sectional machine or a hydro jetter if the line did back up past this point. So again, a little bit hard to put out because we're such a long distance out. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and pause the video and turn on some water so we can go ahead and run this through the system to help the camera get pushed out and help carry and reduce the friction. Okay, so we're right at about 106 feet. You can see we have all the water running, so we're not going to sometimes see very much, but we're going to go ahead and just try to push out as we can go with the camera, and we'll see if we're going to have to go further on how much length this line needs. We might transition into the city clay pipe already, so it looks like we may have gotten as we need to go. So we're going to the camera this water. I think there's our turn, so you can see our drop. Here's the end of our cast iron. It looks like we turn to clay pipe, which is what the city and the builders neighborhoods use, and then going down to vertical, and there's this large city pipe right there. So we're 127 feet to get to the city from this roof vent, from the hall bath out to there. So we're going to go ahead and shut all the water off and look at the pipe from here back to 20 feet that we were underwater. Okay, so we've got the water off. So again, we knew that line was kind of leaving the left side of the house along the driveway, and it does go through, appears, the neighbor's property through essential an easement to get to the alleyway. In older homes like this, they didn't have a true easement set up, and so sometimes this is what happens. They run under another property, whether it's a house, a garage, or the backyard. We'll have to go ahead and see when we pull back to locate possible root intrusion, but we pull back up through this clay pipe. So that's the city in the alleyway. Coming back through here, here's the cast iron again, ending. We'll come back on here now, look for this tree that we had not seen perfect because of the water line. There's any issues here. Overall, again, the pipe is still relatively round, and deposits are built at the age of the cast iron. That's functioning. This place is occupied. You can see right there in the vertical part of the pipe ahead of us on the screen on the upper right, that's the original property line clean out. So when we build homes, we have to put in a property line clean out where the true property line is according to city records. We plug the line through this T for the building process and then fill all the pipes in reverse back up to the rooftop with water to make sure that the vent, drain, and sewer system is intact and has no leaks. Then they just rebury that property line clean out. Now in modern days, we bring that to surface, so if there's an issue from the clean out outward towards the city or the homeowner can clean up that small section of the system, which isn't very far, but that's what that little vertical T-junction is on the top of that pipe, called the property line clean out. So we're not concerned about that. Bring that to surface, it's not good. Keep backing up on the cast iron. Again, overall, still looks in really good condition here. So we'll back up here to about the some odd foot mark where we do suspect that we do have some roots intruding in the line. Now, these small roots in the pipe doesn't dictate that the line is completely bad. Again, it could be getting in from a hub. So old school cast iron was leaded. They literally poured molten lead with horsehair and packed a hub to create the seal between the two pipes, and it go bad. It could mean that there's a small crack or fissure in the line as well. It's hard to say. We'll go ahead and this once we pull back. Now, we just maintain it over time. It's kind of far out. We do have foaming chemical treatment you can pour down a system to help keep the root from growing in, and of course there's hydrogen or on occasion with the back. Right now, the very residual and not really causing system. There's that turn on the line, so they used a T-junction to make the turn. And as we back up here a few more feet, we're going to come back to that suspected, I'm pretty sure is some roots intruding in the line here. So Pull back a few more feet here. I think this was our very tiny right here. We may have passed it already. Ran all that water. There's no way it flushed any of all that out, but I'm going to go back all the way to this T-junction here again, just to make sure. That does look clear there. There's the little roots right there. You can see on the right of the screen. That's where we've got that tiny bit of roots intruding in the system. So very, very small, but we're going to go ahead and pause and locate to see where this is at. Okay, we've located this sewer pipe with these very small roots on the right-hand side. It is in the backyard, right behind the back door, almost leading of the neighbor's house. And the pipe is marked with a flag and some paint on the ground. The pipe to the bottom of the pipe is just under 33 feet deep, so it's about 35 inches deep here. And so we'll back up very slowly here. So again, you can see they're very, very tiny. We'll take a snapshot photo of this. Very, very small roots. So again, we're not too worried about them being a big issue with stoppages, but they are in the system. Now we'll pull back on the pipe here. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video and pull back to that 52. Okay, here's this spot of the pipe that we can't really tell on the top, but because it's got like a flat line, trapezoid look to it, it looks like maybe a piece of the pipe has maybe gotten corroded. So we're going to go ahead and put in a second camera that allows us to look upward, a pan and tilt, but we're going to leave our camera position right here under this area. We're going to pause and locate this first. Okay, so we've located this section of the pipe. It's right in the middle back of the driveway for this property. The pipe is only 1 feet 5 inches deep to the bottom of the pipe. So it's a very shallow pipe right here because we're just obviously just past the foundation wall of the house by only a few feet. So we're going to go ahead and now inject a second camera, which is not cross-compatible with this recording system. So we'll go ahead and we'll leave this camera recording as we go ahead and push this other one down into the system here. So we'll pause it until we get to that point. Okay, so here's our special pan and tilt camera, and we can see from the monitor that unfortunately the cast iron is cracked and broken. There is that square slash trapezoid little piece that is broken on the top of the pipe. The pipe is, for some reason, got damaged there. It's hard to say. Maybe something was compacted or tampered for the driveway, the material that was put down there, and during that process, the hammering and tampering machine maybe caused it to pop in and break off the top. But that is a break and crack and chunk of the pipe that has come out. But it's a weird area, so it's not like normal corrosion. It was definitely something that kind of broke out of the system. So that's the top of the pipe right there. And we can see with our other camera, again, that's right here, that allows us to go up and down and move. Actually pointing up, we can see it perfectly. So we'll pull the other camera out to show the other screen and to show this section, but that will require essentially a repair at some point, and then cleanouts could be put in at that spot. And since the other roots are only about then 40 feet from that spot, a simple chemical foaming treatment can then easily be done from those cleanouts to maintain the roots downstream. So you're not having to worry about using something from the rooftop to get out that 90 feet. So we're going to pause the video and pull back the camera here. Okay, here's the other screen for the monitor for the pan and tilt. we'll go ahead and keep it at this angle. Kind of is the only way we can not get glare. As I pull back this camera, then we can rotate the lens. There's downstream, there's that slight angle. So you can see right there, that is the break, that air break in the pipe. Let me see if we can pull our camera up. There we go, right there. Again, kind of hard to see exactly because of how we're trying to read this off the other camera lens. But there, right there, break, that black is essentially the debris field on the outside of the pipe, just collapsed in. So that is the break in the system right there. We're backing the camera just a little bit, move it forward a little bit. So there is a square hole in the pipe right there, unfortunately, in the driveway. So we've got that marked with some little flags we'll put down in that area, but that is a hole in the cast iron right there in the very top of the pipe in the driveway. Okay, so again, here's the pan and tilt camera system. We were just looking at the monitor. We're going to move this original system back over to the master bathroom where we have the other camera pushing the line. That is all new plastic pipe with no issues, but we're just going to go ahead and move our camera's monitor over to there to show that other camera and record that to show that. Okay, so here is the other camera that goes to the master bath. You're looking at the blue push rod of the special other pan and tilt camera we had in the system, looking at that break. So here's, we back up to this little bit of cast iron. Here's black ABS plastic for the turn that they added for this to dump in. So again, everything from the kitchen, laundry, master bath is all ABS plastic. The hall bath is plastic only until about until about 6 feet past there. Then it turns into the cast for the little bit of the crawl space, maybe another 6 to 8 feet, and then it gets into the driveway and across the neighbor's yard. So here's the 3-inch ABS plastic sewer and drain lines for the kitchen, laundry, and master bathroom. So these are all newer. We're all replaced and upgraded. Process just a redo, but they are all plastics, which you want to see. So everything is good on here. Turn on the system here. Another T-junction there. Another T-junction there. Those are picking up the master bath. And we're going across the lap, this horizontal towards the toilet. And here we're coming back up on the toilet where it dumps in. And now we're coming back up the vertical vent above this master bath. So now we're riding up the plastic pipe and coming out of the vent pipe here on the rooftop. So you can see here on the rooftop. So there's our other equipment over there for the hall bath, which then headed across to that neighbor's property there, and on Herbert, and that's where the sewer heads to get to the alleyway. So we have 2 small issues on the system, the one small break pipe, and we have the very small root intrusion in the neighbor's backyard. So that concludes this recording.